Today is the 23rd of June 2016. We will continue our Dhamma talk on Vipassana Meditation. When we practice Vipassana meditation, we should rightly understand the meaning of the word Vipassana. I'll repeat it. Vipassana means realization of three characteristics of existing. That is anicca, dukkha, and anatta. Anicca, impermanence. Dukkha, suffering or unsatisfactoriness. Anatta, impersonal nature. No soul, non-self, no person, no being. To realize these three characteristics of the existence, we have to be mindful of whatever arises in our body and mind as it really occurs. Or we have to be mindful of mental and physical phenomena, nama and rupa. Whatever mental state must be aware of as it really occurs. In the same way, whatever physical phenomena must be aware of as it really occurs, so that we can realize the true nature of mental and physical phenomena. Here, the true nature means, as you know, impermanence, suffering, impersonal nature of mental and physical phenomena. When we are mindful of these three characteristics of mental and physical phenomena, we should not have thinking about it. We must not analyze it. We must not use any kind of analytical knowledge or critical knowledge to realize these three characteristics and their true nature. So, no thinking, no thought, no analyzing, no criticizing. What we should do is just to be aware of any mental states or physical process that arises at that moment as it really occurs. Whatever arises in our body and mind must be noted, must be observed, must be aware of, must be mindful of as it really occurs. We must not think about it, we must not analyze it, we must not criticize it. Just to be aware of as it is, just to be mindful of as it is. This is Satipatthana Vipassana Meditation. When our mindfulness becomes continuous and constant and sustained, it becomes more and more powerful and causes the mind to deeply concentrate on any object of meditation. Mental phenomenon or physical phenomenon, whatever it may be. To attentively aware of any mental state or physical process, we should use mental seeing, which helps the mind to focus on the object attentively. Such as rising, falling, sitting, touching, lifting, pushing, dropping, stretching, bending, and so on. Without mental seeing, mere awareness of the object is not attentive enough. We need to be aware of the object attentively, analytically, to realize it attentively, energetically. We need mental seeing as our helper. The mental seeing helps the mind to focus on the object attentively. Then we are well aware of the object as it is. In the beginning of the practice, one may get confused which mental state or physical process should be observed, should be noted. To avoid in this situation. We have to take a physical object or physical phenomena as the primary object, main object of meditation. That's why we have to take the rising movement and falling movement of the abdomen as the primary object of meditation. But this abdominal movement is not a single object of meditation. And Vipassana meditation, any mental state, any physical process is the object of meditation. So whatever mental states or physical process arise, we must be aware of it as we must note it as it really occurs. As to mental state, whatever mentality is the object of meditation, whatever mental state, mental phenomena arises must be noted, must be observed, must be aware of as it really occurs. But in the beginning of the practice, not to get confused, we take rising movement and falling movement of the abdomen as the primary object of meditation. By being aware of the rising and falling movement of the abdomen, if the mind wanders, then we must not cling to the primary object. We must go to the wandering mind and note it as it's wandering until the wandering thought has disappeared. After it has disappeared, the noting mind will come to the primary object and note as usual, rising, falling, rising, falling. When we note or observe any object of mentality or physicality, we should try to really perceive the object very well. When we note rising movement and falling movement of the abdomen, we must try to perceive the actual movement of the abdomen. The rising movement or falling movement of the abdomen. Perceiving these are the movements rising, these are the movements falling. Our noting mind should not stay with mentally saying such as rising and falling, rising and falling. Rising, falling is labeling. Helps the mind to focus on the movement of the abdomen very attentively so that we can perceive it very well. we can realize it as it is. So, in the same way, while we are contemplating on the rising and falling movement of the abdomen, if we think something else, that thinking, that thought must be noted until it has disappeared. Thinking, until the thought has disappeared. Only after the thought has disappeared, the note mind will come to the primary object, a note as usual, rising, falling. Meditation is a mental development, mental training. So to know mentality is very much important. Mentality such as thought, thinking, wondering, imagining, seeing images, and so on. So we should try to be able to note all thoughts arising and meditation. Whatever thought it may be, good or bad, must be noted, must be observed at thinking, until the thinking has disappeared. When thoughts are noted, they become less and less. Then, when thought becomes less and less, the mind becomes more and more concentrated on the object of meditation. That's why to know thoughts, thinking, is the most important factor in this meditation to make progress. For some meditators, in the beginning of the practice, the abdominal movement may not be distinct enough to note because their in-breathing or breathing is very short and soft. At that time, instead of rising and falling movement of the abdomen, they have to start with sitting and touching. When he notes it, he focuses his mind on the whole posture of upright posture of sitting, not the form of sitting. Upright posture of sitting is the object. The form of the sitting is not the object of meditation. So the commentary said, Hetima kaya sa samainjanam, ubri makada osita pavo. Nesidati devojati. The lower part of the body, is not sitting. The upper part of the body, upright posture of the body, is called sitting. So when we note sitting. When we observe sitting, we have to focus our mind on the upright posture of the body. Sometimes if some meditators, when they note sitting, they observe the touching sensation. That is it. The body touches the floor, or the body touches the clothing. That touching sensation is taken wrongly as sitting posture. They are just touching, touching, not sitting. Sitting means upright posture of the body is sitting. In the same way, when we observe standing also upright posture of the body is called standing, not the form of the body, but the upright posture of the body. It's the object of meditation. When we note standing, when we note sitting, so be careful not to be wrong in taking the sitting posture, not the form of body, but the upright posture of the body. Then we should note sitting, touching. We have many kinds of touching sensation in our body. So the two hands touches the two thighs. We can note it touching, sitting, touching, sitting. In the same way, while we are sitting, the two buttocks touch the floor or the clothing, the sitting, and that touching also should be noted. Touching is called Puttapa, Abhidhamma. So we should note sitting, touching, any two of touching at the buttock or in the hand. For example, we focus the mind on the touching sensation between the hand and the thigh. Then we can say touching, observing the sensation. Both touching must be noted. So touching, sitting, touching, sitting, or sitting, touching, sitting, touching. Neither fast nor slow. Moderately touching, sitting, touching, sitting, touching. In this way, gradually, the mind will get concentrated on any 3 points of this object, on touching, sitting, and touching. Then gradually it becomes more and more concentrated on the sitting and touching. At that time, meditator may feel abdominal movement distinct enough. At that time, she can change the object to the abdominal movement, rising, falling, rising, falling. If he does not clearly perceive the rising and fall of the abdomen, but he should go back to sitting, touching, sitting, touching, and so on. This is during sitting. During walking meditation, we should walk about 1 hour, not less than that, not more than that in the beginning. When we push left foot forward, observing or perceiving the actual movement of left foot and noting as lifting left. When we push the right foot forward, then noting it as left. Left as a right. Left, right, left, right. Slowly. If you step fast, you are unable to observe very well. So you have to additionally slow down the stepping, noting left, right, perceiving actual movement of left foot and right foot. Left, right. Say, and the beginning of the walking. In this way, you should know left, right, about, say, 5 minutes, then or 10 minutes. After that, you should know when you are able to be skilled in noting these two parts, then you should try to know 3 parts of both the step. Lifting, pushing, dropping. When the foot is lifted, lifting, perceiving the actual lifting movement. When you push the foot forward, note pushing, perceiving actual movement of the foot. Without knowing the actual movement of the foot, you should not say lifting or pushing or dropping. Only you perceive the actual movement, you say lifting, pushing. Then when you drop the foot down, there also perceiving the actual movement of the foot, then note dropping, lifting, pushing, dropping. Lifting, pushing, dropping. Here I skipped one point, that is it, lifting, moving, lifting, dropping, two noting, because the two noting is not very much good as a 3 noting. So you should, after left and right noting, you should try to note 3 parts of a step: lifting, pushing, dropping. While you are practicing walking meditation, do not look at the food. You should look at about 6 feet ahead without looking the food, but focusing the mind on the movement of the food. Lifting, pushing, dropping, lifting, pushing, dropping. When you reach the other end of the walk, then stand still. No upright posture of standing, as standing, about 5 times or 10 times. Observing standing, upright posture of the body. Saying standing. Then you have intention to turn the body, noting tension. Then you turn the body very slowly so that you can perceive each movement of a standing, each movement of a turning. Say turning. When you note turning, you can observe 2 points. One is the movement of your body. The other is the movement of your foot. But better to observe the movement of the body, because the movement of the foot are noted, observed very often, but it's very rare to observe the movement of the body. So, trying to observe the movement of the body, turning. When your face is and become the direction, proper direction, then you stand still again. Observe standing posture. Standing. After that, you have intention to lift the foot. Then no intention. Then you lift the foot, no lifting. Intention, lifting, pushing, dropping. Intention, lifting, pushing, dropping. There's each intention before each movement of the foot. But first of all, you should try only to know one intention, that is before lifting. Intention, lifting, pushing, dropping, touching. Intention, lifting, pushing, dropping, touching. You are not the beginners. You are experienced meditators. That's why in the walking meditation and now walking, left and right 10 minutes, lifting, pushing, dropping about 40 minutes. Then intention, lifting, pushing, dropping about 10 minutes. In this way, you should increase. You know your ability to note how much object you can note very easily and attentively. So, first of all, you should know in this way. The point is not to look at the food, but look at about 6 feet ahead. And another point is that when you lift the food, lifting, when you push the forward, pushing, when you drop the food, there you should be careful to put the food down flat, not the heel first, neither the heel first nor the toe first, but the whole palm of the food must touches the floor or the ground evenly. Do not step stepping should not be down heel first or toe first. The whole foot must touch the floor. To do that, you have to slow down your stepping, and also the stepping also must be about a length of a foot, not longer than that. If your stepping is longer, you put down the foot, the heel first. Then your foot, the whole foot does not touch the ground or the floor. So stepping should be a length of a foot, not longer than that. Lifting, pushing, dropping, touching. Lifting, pushing, dropping, touching. In this way, you should practice walking, meditating 1 hour. Walking and sitting, as you know, are alternative. After walking, you sit down, practice meditation. After sitting, you walk, and so on. But walking and sitting is not only the object of meditation, but all daily activities are also the object of meditation. Whatever action or movement you do must be observed as it is. That is called the Sambhajanya Pava in Mahasatipatthana Sutta, clear comprehension of body and mind. So when you stretch out the arms, first of all, you should try to note intention to stretch. Intention there. Slowly stretching. Being aware of all the movement of stretching very attentively. In the same way, when you bend the arms or the legs, first of all, you have intention to bend, not intention attention, then bending of the movement of the hand. Each movement must be observed as it is. So, to do that, you have to slow down all actions and movement as much as possible. If you move the hand or the legs fast, you are unable to catch the movement very well. So you have to practice it slow and down upward your hand and high. The practice makes perfect. Gradually, you later on, you do not intentionally slow down, but the hand or the move by itself slow down because of the habit. So, all actions and movement, lifting of the foot, pushing of the foot, stretching of the arm, stretching of the leg, sitting down, getting up from the seat, and so on. Whatever actions or movement you do, you have to slow down and observe it, note it as it is, as it really occurs. In Vipassana meditation, the most important factor to make progress is to know thoughts, thinking, imagining, seeing mental images, and so on. The second important factor is awareness about daily activity. Without missing any activity, are mindful. All actions and movement must be noted, must be observed as it is. In this way, your mindfulness becomes continuous and constant and sustained. Then concentration also becomes better and better. Then the insight knowledge that arises together with this concentrated mind becomes sharp and penetrating. Then that insight realizes mental phenomena or physical phenomena in their true nature as they really are. That is Vipassana Jnana. So please try your best to note or to observe all actions and movement and daily activities so that your mindfulness becomes continuous and constant, which is the cause of deep concentration, which causes the mind to be sharp and penetrating and realize the true nature of a mental and physical phenomena. So may all of you rightly understand the most important points of Vipassana meditation and try your best, then attain the cessation of suffering.